issue is what is going to take you most amount of time and which should take you most amount of time to explain to the honorable bench. It is a writ petition which has been filed by the petitioner's wife with the help of an NGO called Superstar, and it basically is a writ petition dealing with the interpretation of Article 21. Now, if you are doing this smooth, you must have read Article 21 about 100 times. So I don't even need to tell you what Article 21 is. What I do wish to say is that the question here is the interpretation of Article 21. As a petitioner, you would want to interpret Article 21 such that you can inculcate the concept of right to death. But this is not a video for the petitioners. This is a video for the respondents. So you have to, basically you're going to have to try and avoid, or rather, convince the court that the right to life does not include the right to take or right to death. Now, a lot of points will come here which will morally and emotionally stimulate the bench. Basically, because there is a man dying, and the circumstances are not really happy. And so the petitioner will plead the court to take into consideration all the facts and circumstances. But as a respondent in this particular case, there is a very important and very dire situation that occurs with the petitioner's plea. It sets a situation in which a judicial authority, basically with the help of physicians or help of the medical fraternity, choose to terminate life. Now, let us not go overboard in trying to emphasize that we are pro not death and and that are pro death activists. Let's keep it very legally basic with logic while you argue this. The concept of the judiciary divesting its powers to a certain extent to a authority that is not really judicial to take life is basically not done. The only competent authority as far as our civil society is concerned that can take a life is the judiciary. There is a lot of aspects in which the court has tried. In fact, a chief case which you would already have known, and it wouldn't hurt, it's Gyan Kaur versus the state of Punjab. All of you must have listened to this case and read it. But an important aspect of this case, which probably you may have missed out, is the notoriety of the very subject that the case was discussed about. The concept that a particular person who's terminally ill, taking into every other consideration about his life, whether his life has been reached a vegetative state in which he's lost his human dignity, such are valid considerations, no doubt. But the concept remains that every case is subject to its facts and circumstances. Now, if the High Court or the Supreme Court, at any sense, the court of the land, were to subjectively look into every fact and circumstance, it leads to a number of precedents which are confusing. It also leads to a particular concept in which a person's life is now not only subject to that of a competent judicial authority, but is now could be frivolously, misused by the medical fraternity or anybody to, execute someone. These are genuine possibilities and stuff which you can actually put forward to court. Now, the honorable bench will ask, how can you misuse the concept of euthanasia? Actually, I think this is the first time euthanasia has actually come up in this discussion, other than the fact of the case. Now, the concept of taking one's own life when due to dire circumstances, although I can re-emphasize on the fact that it's a penal consequence, I would also like to emphasize that the High Court has taken a number of considerations when looking into various cases of pleas for euthanasia, which have been further appealed to the Supreme Court. In this instant case, the petitioner has attempted to commit suicide by removing his life support system. how are you going to actually emphasize on the fact that, you know, the person's right to take his life is not valid is a question chiefly of law. At the present moment when you have filed this petition in court, it is established fact that law does not, you know, establish there isn't a set law that allows you to do so. So the law is on your side. The only thing that's not against your side is the logic and morality. So I would basically not want to emphasize any more on this, because I want to keep it very basic as such. Going into the depths is probably more in your forte. This is just basically a video to, you know, help people who haven't understand the core essences of the case. There's only two more things that I would like to emphasize that is thing. One is there's a genuine query about whether